Good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, February 14th, 2018. We are covering Unit 9, Lesson 4 today. You should read Chapter 10 in your book if you have not done that just yet. So here's our plan for today. I would like you to catch up on Unit 9 readings. So you should have read through the last few chapters. And then we're going to watch a movie about World War II, and there will be a Google form for you to fill out at the end as your graded assignment for today. All right, you guys know all about this. So basically what you're going to be learning about today is why the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor in 1941, and we're going to talk about how that is what caused the United States to join the war. Excuse me. And you're going to describe the background to and the conduct of the war prior to December 7th, 1941. So pretty much we're going to focus on what events led up to the United States entering World War II. So before we get into the United States, remember, the war's been going on in Europe, and France and England finally declare war on Germany, which officially kicks off the start of the war in Europe. And the reason they finally did this is because France and England made a promise to Poland that if Germany ever attacked them, then France and England would help them fight against Germany. And so this is about the time that happened. Germany invaded Poland, and that brought France and England into the war. So they kept their promise to Poland. So let's just take a look at this map really quick. In Asia, Japan has earlier occupied Manchuria, which is right here. And other parts of China. So pretty much everything that is colored in purple here has already been occupied by Japan. Remember, it's not just Germany giving problems, it's also Japan. And now they have just invaded French Indochina down here, and Vietnam and Laos and Kampuchea. So all of these purple areas are now being controlled by Japan. Japan's also threatening Thailand, the Philippines, and other Pacific nations. So the United States sends letters to Japan objecting to their aggressive behavior, and we finally impose a trade embargo on Japan. And basically that says, Japan, we're cutting off all business with you until you knock it off. But inside of Japan, there's a power struggle going on between their leaders. We have military leaders trying to take control, and we have civilian groups trying to take control. And in the summer, the Prime Minister of Japan actually offers to meet with President Roosevelt. At the time, the president really didn't understand how important it was, and he said no to this meeting. Shortly after that, the prime minister resigns from his job, and he gets replaced by a new army minister called General Hideki Toho. And now in Japan, the military is controlling their country. And that's important to know because these military people are a little fanatical. Little crazy. We're going to find out why a little bit later. All right, so let's take a look at this map. So why is it important what's going on in China and Japan? Well, if we look at the world map here, here's Japan and Asia. China's over here. And guess what? Here's Hawaii, and here's the United States. This is California. So there's a big ocean there, but we're not as far away as you think. Now, at this time, Hawaii is not a state of the United States, but it is a United States territory. And what's important for us to know is in Hawaii, our Navy has a lot of ships stationed there. This is where we keep a lot of our naval fleet on the Hawaiian Islands. So we have to always be on the lookout. And what's happening is Japan is slowly taking over some of these little tiny islands in between China and the United States. And so what we're going to find out later is that we really don't want that to happen. Okay. So for now, we're going to concentrate on how the United States gets involved in the war. So shortly in the Edpuzzle, there's going to be a pop-up with a link that you can click on to watch this movie. I want you to watch this movie for 30 minutes. It's longer than that, but we're only going to go to the 30-minute point. When you get to 30 minutes, you can stop. Then come back to the Edpuzzle and continue from there, because you have a couple more things to do in Edpuzzle. So go ahead, pause your Edpuzzle, click on the link when it pops up, and then watch the movie, and then come on back. All right, so you've watched the movie, and see if you can answer this question now. Why did England and France enter World War II? You're going to be answering this question in a minute on your Google form as well. So just think about which answer you think is correct. All right, so the date that will live in infamy is December 7th, 1941. This same day, the Japanese have attacked American and British bases at Midway, Wake Island, Guam, Hong Kong, Singapore, and the Philippines. It is an astonishing act of aggression, but our president is at his best in a crisis. His advisors are angry, fearful, and frustrated, but our president remains calm. He came into office during the nation's worst economic crisis. This, though, is even worse. Now the free world is fighting for its survival. So prior to this, we know there's been a lot of conflict over the United States joining the war. And Pearl Harbor is a total disaster, but it is also in some ways a lucky break for the United States because it finally unites us as a country. We come together to defend ourselves, and it starts to convince more Americans that maybe it is time that we needed to get involved in this war. All right, we're going to talk more about those little islands that were attacked in our next lesson. Here's a recap today of what we have learned. Go ahead and read through this quickly and then move on to the next slide. All right, so now you're almost done. Here's what you're going to do. In a moment, a link is going to pop up in your Edpuzzle. It's a link to the Google form for today's graded assignment. It is worth 5 points of your grade. You must complete it for full credit. You can go back through the lesson if you need to find the answers to the form. When you're finished, come back to the Edpuzzle because there's one more slide here I need to show you. All right, for your homework tonight, I want you to read chapter 11. And I have another link that's going to pop up here shortly. If you're interested in this topic and you want to learn more about it, you can investigate this on your own. It is not required. This is just extra if you want to. So after that, you guys are all finished. I will see you guys tomorrow. Oh, let's see. No, I will not see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is another asynchronous day. You will get another notification through your class announcements telling you what your assignment is. So look for it there. Have a great day.